Let's talk about The Guilty right now on Netflix.
Gracias por ver La Esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
YouTube is good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. Let's talk about The Guilty, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Antoine Fuqua. One of my favorite black directors, man. He's one of my favorite directors, actually. Antoine Fuqua's dope. So this is actually a remake of a 2018 iteration, yo. Did you guys know that? There was actually a 2018 iteration made in a foreign country about the exact same movie. Look, here's the 2018 version right here. It's almost like scene for scene based off the trailer that I've seen. This is very much just like this movie as well, where a caller basically calls in, and it's this guy who's dealing with some depression and some serious anxiety and attitude, douchebag, a-hole issues. He's a cricket cop, basically. And he is dealing with these issues, and he takes this 911 call, a few 911 calls, but then he takes this one in particular that captures his intrigue as this woman who's been abducted live, and he's the one who is trying to figure out where she's at. And he goes above and beyond in order to help save this woman from being murdered by her alleged boyfriend. And then he ends up calling the home and finding out, calls the kids, calls the friends, and then all just delves into this big, huge pot of how this man is so heavily involved in the case. He's a 911 dispatcher who's been demoted as he's going through this trial for him being a cricket cop, who's doing is basically trash work. He doesn't like it, but he found this amazing opportunity to help save a life, dealing with his depression, his anxiety, his asthma, and all this other shit that's going on with him. This guy that Jake Gyllenhaal plays is a very troubled, demonized character. His wife has left him. He doesn't have a great relationship with his daughter. His friends and his colleagues who kind of pretend to like him but know that he's in trouble and he's in deep shit and kind of want to distance himself from him a little bit. So this is his opportunity to do some good in this world, and it's about seeing a man who is, to me, it's about a man, no matter what the man is going through, good man, bad man, incapable, depressed, a man dealing with anxiety, a man dealing with depression, a bad guy, a murderous man. Anybody is capable of doing good acts. Sometimes they try to do them to save their soul. Sometimes they do them because it's their job. Sometimes they do them and they don't even know why they did it. But here's the story of a man who is not a good guy, who chooses to be a good guy, to save the life of a few people, in the midst of his own freaking issues in his life. I think Jake Gyllenhaal did a really good job in this movie. He's a really good actor, and he showed a lot of emotion. He did really well with selling me on a lot of the scenes, him snapping at people, his rage. He's a very complex character, this guy. And it's really 90% of this movie is taking place. This could be a pandemic movie, like just taking place in an office, sitting down. Imagine Jake Gyllenhaal every day sitting in a chair just like me. All right, action, being on the phone, doing all this for a whole movie. He probably filmed this thing. They probably took 3-4 months filming this. Who knows, man? Jeez. So it has some tense moments. It has some moments where things get kind of hot, but they don't really climax for me. This movie, the concept of this movie is great. Its execution and it's the idea of this film. You know, you watch a trailer, you're like, whoa, that could be this, it could be that, that could be, ooh, really get me on my seat. And then you see it, it's like, it just doesn't live up to the expectations, and it doesn't live up to the bar that the trailer put it at. I feel like you do get what the trailer's giving you, but I just feel like there was an element here kind of missing. I feel like this movie could have went a little bit further. It could have went a little bit higher, deeper with the stakes, in my opinion. I feel like this movie was it was toned back. It was toned back when it should have just been a outright just unleash into the madness. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was it called The Caller? Halle Berry did a movie just like this. I think it was called The Call. And the way hers was better done, in my opinion. I think that Halle Berry's The Call was a more effective version of this movie. Even though I like this movie a lot, I just think Halle Berry's The Call was just a lot more better, more emotion, It was the better scenarios, and it just matched up better, you know. Plus, she ended up going out of the office and stuff, and he was very much still just on the phone. So, and then there was this subplot about, you know, what he's been through, what he's done. He has a court case in the following morning, and what he's gonna do and stuff like that. And there's that subplot, and the way that subplot ties up is kind of like underwhelming. It's actually really underwhelming. The ending of this movie is kind of underwhelming as well. The resolution of the case that he's following, there's a twist in this movie. There's a twist. And when the twist happens, the resolution that should happen does not happen. It's his mission, even though after he discovers the twist, he still has this sense of, I need to save lives. When in actuality, what would a person really truly do after they find out the twist? You know what I'm saying? And those of you guys who've seen it will kind of understand what I'm saying. So there's a huge twist at the end of this movie, which I think is brilliant, but I feel like what happens after the twist was not brilliant. It was very safe and PC, in my opinion. So overall, I think this is a good movie to just watch. It's not something I'm going to tell you guys to rush out and go see. It's a movie that does well. It's competent. It's competently directed. Acting is good. But it just doesn't hit those high notes like I think it could have. This could have been a really big movie, bold movie, told a really bold story, but it didn't. So for me, I would give The Guilty a B-. Check out The Guilty for yourselves right now on Netflix. It is there. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing, man. Deuces.